For giving me this opportunity to talk about the state of the nation. And I want to thank the senators who brought this motion because it's very, very important. As we all know, that we can't wipe whatever is happening in this country away. I want to express my deep and sincere condolence to all the families that lost their loved ones during these demonstrations. The loss of our life is not just deeply painful, but our Constitution decrees that every life matters and should be protected at all costs. As a mother who knows the pain of losing a child, I empathize with all parents currently mourning. I plead with my president to order the security organ to stop killing our children. Let us hold to account all those police that shot and killed or injured our children who are peacefully demonstrating. These police that did that such act and threat to our government. I want to thank the CS Kidiki, because I remember during the recent interview that he did in The Citizen, he promised that those police that really did shot those children when they were peacefully demonstrating, they will be held accountable. I also wish to convey my deep and sincere sympathies to all those who lost their properties due to the unfortunate organized hooliganism and uncalled for vandalism. As an industrialist who knows the sacrifice and hardship of entrepreneurship in this country, it is very sad to see police watching over these looters and thieves as they root and destroy these businesses instead of arresting them and charging them over their criminal acts. In some areas, we saw the police taking over 2 hours to respond. I want to plead with my government, and especially these hard economic times that we are in. These business people, some of them may never be able to come back. I'm pleading with our government to ensure that they can come hand in hand and support them so that they can revive their businesses. I also want to thank and congratulate the Gen Z for the courage to speak up, which courage emanates from their sincere love of our nation. They have seen peace. They have not just been peaceful, but they have operated within their constitutional rights. It is unfortunate their peaceful demonstrations have been hijacked by the criminals. Thank you to the Gen Z for calling the demonstrations off after realizing that it has been hijacked by criminals. I want to thank His Excellency, our President, for agreeing to engage or to talk to these Gen Z through the X-Space. And I plead with with our president to continue engaging with this Gen Z, because our children means well to our nation. I know our president, you have the capacity to resolve this crisis, and we are behind you as you implement peaceful solution. To those organizing goons, hooliganism, and anarchy, it is the most unfortunate development, and I wish to condemn it in the strongest terms possible. The DCI must bring them all to book immediately and without any further delay. It's unfortunate that when even our CS, Duale, was being interviewed, there is this interview that he did in the TV, it's Citizen TV. He acknowledged and said that those hooliganisms were organized by both sides of the government, the ruling party and the people who are not supporting the government. It's quite unfortunate. The DCI must bring them to book immediately and without any other further delay, because they are known who they are. And we need to stop this. That when our children were fighting for their rights, we ourselves, the politicians, can go on and hire hooligans to come and counter what peaceful demonstrations were doing. So these are people that should be arrested, so that they should not be heard anywhere in this country. Because whatever went through, they should be held responsible. Mr. Speaker, sir, Gen Z have brought out very clearly that we have a manufacturing plant where our youth would be applying their skills and talents in nation building. Our county governments, to start with, have failed us, and we must rethink our devolution while wiping out all corruption, both from national and county government, and all other systems of government. We must at all times uphold our nation values and principles as opposed to what Gen Z have accused us of vomiting on their shoes. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to talk to the chairman of the Finance Committee. You are there? That any time they are doing proposals on increment of taxes on commodities, would we be very careful not to increase or to propose commodities that will provoke the Kenyans? Because the finance bill was the best finance bill that we will ever see. But because of the proposals that were brought in, and before the GNCs could know that those proposals had been removed from the finance bill, already what they knew is what on the social media. So you could see the GNC going out there talking of their bread, and the bread has already been removed from the finance bill. They were talking of their pads have already been removed from the finance bill. So they should be very careful on whatever proposals they give on increment on taxes to ensure that we don't put things that can provoke Kenyans. When His Excellency was was being interviewed, that roundtable interview with the media, he also talked of the communication He was left down by the communication team. I think, Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm advising, because I know in Kikuyu we say even the older ones can be advised. The only bad thing is if you can abuse somebody. Just to ensure that he picks the right people in all his sectors. Is it communication? Is it when it comes to the CSS? He should now pick the right people. The people with the capacity. Because they will continue letting him down, and we will continue people blaming our Kenya government, Kenya Kwanza government. Well, it is the team that has been put there that is failing us. In business, we give people the JD, and we ensure we monitor the KPIs so that if they are not able to perform, they are sacked. And then in business, we don't employ families, friends, or even people that we go to church with. That's the warning that we've been given. I think in Kenya, running a Kenya is the biggest business that you can run. So you don't need to employ your friends, you don't know them anything, you don't need to employ relatives or even people that you go to church with. You need to employ people that can support you in your government. The time for friends, it was when you are doing your campaign. Now, it is time for doing the business and doing the work and doing the giving the service to the Kenyans. So we don't want these friends that will keep on letting you down. The GNC has mentioned them. I don't want to mention them on the floor of the House, and they don't want to keep on repeating their names, so that they don't keep on being knocked as they are walking when you keep on mentioning their names. But they are known. It's everywhere now known. You reshuffle that cabinet and ensure you put the right people based on their capacity. I know how loyal you are. I can congratulate you on that. You're so loyal. But sometimes loyalty can be a weakness. And it's a high time now you ensure that it's not about loyalty. It's on how people can perform and move this country to the next level. I've been to the PG, and you can see some of the CSs are even asked questions, and they're not even able to respond. You are the same person, you as Your Excellency, comes out to respond on their behalf. So I think it's the right time we get the right people, and then we move. And so that this country can also grow. I think 2 years now is enough. The third year we should now see industries flourishing, because there is no any other way we can grow this country, so that the GNCs can see that we are also working, we are creating employment in this country of ours, and we are creating our wealth, and we are growing our economy. And the minute they see that, nobody will be interested now to go on the streets, because people will be busy doing their work. And I know people keep on talking of when they see leaders coming together, When it's come now, we have only one president, and it's known we have only one president. So meaning, if you have one president, we have all to work with that one president. So I saw people like yesterday in the meeting that we were in, talking of that Raila was in that meeting. Is just coming, invited by the one president, because we only have one president. So we need to bring this unity, the dialogue, and accept that we have to work together, all of us, so that tomorrow we are giving good examples to the GNCs, and they can see we are all working together as a team. And we can give them hope that this country is moving to the next level. But not to keep on saying that some people should stay on the side and others on the side and watch the others do as they fail, you crap, instead of forgetting that the country, we have only one country. We don't have two countries. And the way you saw that 1 week, what happened, it is that we are being compared with our neighboring countries, that we've seen them go down. We don't want Kenya, how we've built, how we've come up, and how we've worked hard to bring it where it is, to be compared with other countries that we've seen them go down. I know we've been a good example to the East African countries, to the African countries, to the world, that we are the hub of investment. People, when they choose in Africa, we are among the best countries that people choose. Maybe we are number 2 from South Africa is us. So we should maintain that and work together as a team, and forget about now the politics, because I think 2027 is still far. And when 2027 comes, is the time now people can go back and say who wants to become what and what. But for now, we support one president who is Dr. William Ruto, so that he can perform. And the more he performs, we all succeed. Our businesses succeed, our schools will succeed, the agriculture will flourish, and I think we'll all be happy. So we just need to keep on supporting each other so that we can move forward. Now the GNC, because they've called off the demonstrations, all of us, I know GNCs are all young, remember that. These are our children, and I'm happy the way senators have come up to give a voice, voice at the right time, a voice of reason at the right time, to ensure that we can also support them, and because whatever they are doing, they are helping us on whatever we've been struggling to do at our counties. The oversight that has been named like you are the enemy of the governors, of anybody else that is thinking that you're oversighting them. And then also our members of parliament, I would also advise them to ensure that they listen to the ground and always advise the executive the way it should be. Because I think if we all listened to what the GNCs or the public were saying, if we advise the executive, I think we could be somewhere further when it comes to that finance bill. So meaning we just need to move forward and to ensure that
1 minute, you wind up your thoughts, Senator.
1 minute, yeah. That we senators, because these GNCs has come up and we can't wish it away, we know that they need leaders, they need a leader, and I think we senators, we can be their leader. They are leaderless. I think we can give them the leadership that they require. They are children. So we cannot wait our children to just continue with being with no leaders. I think we are ready, all of us as senators, to give the leadership that they require. And I think they require leadership like the senators, because what they are doing is what the senators have been doing, and that's what they've been mandated, to hold everybody accountable, to ensure that everybody is doing their right work, especially when it comes to the counties, because I know that most of the corruption that we witness is mostly in the county government. And we being there, all of us, we've seen. So the GNCs over there, let's work together with them, and I hope they'll accept, they'll agree to work with us so that we can align and put everybody on toes to ensure that they can all deliver.